Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. You know, it is incredible to be able to be around such majestic animals like Bowser the alligator snapping turtle. The fish seem to be doing fine in here, and by the way, I hope the start of your day is as good as it possibly can be. We've got a lot of work to do today, which is always good. For me, keeping my mind kind of occupied on things is amazing. Ben and Jerry are doing absolutely incredible. We actually feed them tomorrow. Obviously, we fed a bunch of stuff yesterday, so things are moving along here. I'd love for you guys to push your problems aside for the next, 15 minutes or so, and just let's have a good time together. My girl Perdita is saying hi, so what do you say we just jump into this crazy day of work? So take a look at, guys, it looks like Ivy is under the water and she's starting to break the shed on her head, and it's really interesting what she's doing. She's kind of rubbing her head on the rock like you would expect when you're out of the water, but then she's going and submerging herself. I've never seen anything like this. It's just really bizarre. I'm assuming this is how anacondas would shed in the wild, but this is just really cool to see. And now the question is, will she shed 100% this way, or will she eventually crawl onto land to shed? That is yet to be determined. Looks like today is the day of sheds. My girl Daisy, of course, shed out, and she kind of shed all over her cage. It doesn't look to me like she has much stuck shed, maybe any stuck shed on her, maybe just a couple little pieces, but obviously I have to do some maintenance. She has a little poop over here. I gotta clean this cage up. So what I think I'm gonna do is, rather than putting her in soak today, I might just take her out, let her kind of crawl around while I'm cleaning her cage, let her get a little exercise and stuff like that. So let's go ahead, get her out, and we'll clean this cage up. And she definitely does have a little bit of stuck shed on her, so I'm going to let her wander around it for a little bit, but I'll also get her in soak today too, just so that she gets looking good, because she's definitely got some shed on her. So, okay girl, you're going to get some exercise and get a chance to run around a little bit, okay? There you go. She is such a beautiful animal, and after she sheds out, whoo, doggy, I tell you what, that is one gorgeous snake right there. Look at that. Oh my gosh, she's so good. So, again, I'm going to have to throw out some rabbits for her. Lucy's in shed right now, of course, Ivy. So, all right, let's just go ahead, jump in and get this cage cleaned up. Daisy a little bit of free time. Now I'm going to just give her a little bit of a soak. I've said this before, she doesn't like the water like Lucy, so it's usually a little bit of a battle to get her in, to be honest with you. But she has enough skin on her that I want to make sure she gets a good soak in right now, just so that she can get all this dry skin off and stuff like that. Well, she's giving me a hard time here. Come on, little monkey. She's like, no, Dad, I'm not going to go in. Come on, sweetheart. Ugh, there's nothing like an 18-foot piece of muscle struggling with, trying to figure out. Come on, sweetheart. Let's go. Let's go. Inside. Inside. There we go. She's starting to cooperate a little bit more now. Okay, baby. I know. I don't know why some retics love water and others don't. But Daisy is definitely one that doesn't. So, cage all cleaned up. We'll soak her for maybe a half hour or so. Then we'll let her back in her cage. This is super cool, guys. I know everyone always asks me how scaleless snakes shed. And of course, this is Joker, the scaleless Texas rat right here. And you can kind of see, I'm just gonna slowly get this out of this cage right here, pull this away, and then we can actually take a look at it. And you can see right here, so obviously it has the ventral scales right there, but on this side you can see these swatches of like, this almost looks like skin if you had a sunburn or something like that, and then just the remnant scales. So that is what a scaleless snake looks like when it sheds, and like you see, they really shed perfectly, just like any other corn snake, but it definitely looks interesting. That was super cool to get something like this. And it's perfect timing because some of the crew are gonna get together and make some jewelry tonight with snake sheds, so couldn't be a better time to get maybe a scaleless snake shed shed in a piece of jewelry. How cool is that? Literally see an entire head piece is loose now on Ivy. So bizarre. Again, I'm not sure what she's doing. Just the last couple hours, she's just been sitting there kind of working on her head. Now that she has that off, I wonder if she'll start working the rest of her body. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's pretty awesome. I've never seen anything quite like it. Abasuki was just doing a little soak right now. We try to give our animals a little bit of soak time, at least once a week, if not more often. They seem to really love the water, right, Bruce?
Oh yeah, especially her too, because like she honestly sits in her bowl all day long. So like this is a big part of how I actually even got connected with her. Was like she started having a lot of bad sheds, so I had no choice but to pull her out and soak her, and it just that was a big part of why you and I started working with her and doing more stuff.
Yeah, and look at, she's just absolutely loving it. Which is interesting because now monitors aren't like water monitors. They aren't known for spending a ton of time in the water, but Abasuki definitely seems to love it, and she looks pretty amazing for sure. You guys certainly don't know this, but a week ago today, Lori lost her phone. We were here, we did the podcast, and then she called from her office down the street to order some food, and then when we got home, she thought, oh, I just left my phone at the office, and she lost it. We couldn't find it. We tore the house apart, we tore the building apart, couldn't find it, and I told her she's gonna find that phone eventually. Ended up just getting a new phone yesterday, so she didn't have a phone for a week. I hear she may have just found it. Lori? Lori?
Hey!
So I told you would. Where was it at?
You're not gonna believe it.
Where was it?
So I took Phoebe for a walk, and when I took the pouch that I use with the treats and the dog poop bags. Listen, no, I didn't even mentally realize what I was doing. I took it off and I put it down. I turned around and I was talking to Beth, and I looked down and my phone was in my hand. So
it was in the bag.
It was in, there's a pocket that I put, but wait a second. What? I didn't walk Phoebe that night.
Yeah,
so
but you did have a couple glasses of wine, so maybe you just...
So, I don't know. That's what she said. Maybe I tucked it in there thinking it was my purse. I have no idea.
Oh my gosh. But, so yeah. Now we have a phone, so that's awesome.
It is awesome, but I hope I find my ring too.
Oh yeah, she also lost her wedding ring, so fingers crossed that shows up. Oh my. Finally happened. My girl Ivy shed. Oh my God, she looks so absolutely incredible. And what was cool is, again, we had that time-lapse looking, and look at this right over here. So remember how I was saying, is she gonna shed in the water or is she gonna shed on land? The thing that's interesting is she kind of did both. She literally seemed to be going back and forth and rubbing on the rocks underwater to get her shed going, but then she ended up shedding on land. Now the interesting thing is that the tail is way back over here, and of course the head is way down here, and it looks like literally one amazing piece of shed right here. I'm just going to continue to kind of pull this out. Wow, this is insane. So literally what happened was she was running through the water back and forth, definitely grubbing on that, getting the shed started, getting the shed off, and this is amazing. And then she must have somehow crawled up here, started to actually peel out, and then crawl back into the water over here, and that is one incredible shed right there. Looks like basically one big piece. The entire process was absolutely amazing. I was so unsure what she was going to do, and it was wild. Again, she was actually using this piece right here underwater and going back and actually using that to kind of push the shed, push the shed, push the shed, and then ultimately at some point, we didn't get it on time, and she actually crawled out, crawled over here, crawled all the way over here, crawled out of her shed this way, and then ultimately back into the water over there. That was absolutely incredible. I wish I would have had time lapse on the whole cage. Maybe next time I'll do it, but nevertheless, that's the way I guess anacondas would shed in the wild, because this is kind of a simulation of that. Oh, and by the way, she did leave me a little present. Oftentimes when snakes shed, it's not uncommon because they're moving so much to poop. So I'm gonna have to get in the water and actually clear this out. But how awesome is that? Ivy looks absolutely incredible.
Actually, I think that you had it backwards. Because the headpiece of the shed was in the water, I think she started climbing out of the water, because think about it, it peels off backwards, right?
100% it peels off backwards. Lori is right. She must have started to climb out here because her head's going to be here, and then when she leaves, her tail's going to be there. You're right, Lori. I think you're 100% right. I was completely opposite. They don't shed tail first, they shed head first. So yeah, so she must have, you know, broke her shed over here, came up here, started to climb out, and that's how she was able to get out, and she got over there and then back in the water. So I stand corrected. And I'm definitely going to kind of lay this shed out because this is really cool. I mean, that is a long shed right there. So I'll lay it out on the ground. The back part's already dried, but I'm just going to try to lay this front part out the best I can, just so that we'll have a really good shed in the future. And you can kind of see how these sheds are. And remember, I've talked to you guys before about the fact that you don't measure your sheds, okay? Because the sheds are longer than the actual snake, usually by about 30% or so. So obviously this shed is probably 15, 16 foot long. Doesn't mean that Ivy is 15, 16 foot long. She's probably about 11 to 12 foot. But the shed, of course, will stretch out. It's elastic a little bit, not to mention the fact that it's not this way means it's going to go more that way. So regardless, I'm just going to lay this out, let this dry out. This should be pretty cool to just have around. We'll use it at some point for something. Of course, the only way to go get that poop is to actually go in the cage itself and get in the water with Ivy. And I'm going to try my best not to make a mess. Last time I kind of stirred up a lot of stuff, and you can see the water is definitely clearing up in here. And it's actually very warm, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to just try to really gently get in here, get the poop without making a big mess, and let the filtration do the rest. See, Ivy right here is actually poking her head up. She's wondering what's going on. She's like, what are you doing in here, Dad? So she's definitely got it going. There's just a little sediment down here. I don't know if I can get it or not, but I'm going to just kind of scoop a little bit. So that looks good. Looks like we got stuff out. Ivy is doing amazing. We'll thaw some food out for her to maybe feed tomorrow. All in all, it went very well. I'm super excited. That was a cool experience. Now we know what Ivy does, and like I said, that's probably a pretty good indication of how they do it in the wild as well. They probably stay in the water, rub up against the bottom of the rocks or whatever the case is, and then ultimately maybe climb onto the banks of the Amazon when they're actually going to shed out. So, or whatever body of water they're actually in. So, all right, I tell you what, it's pretty nice in here. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I'm going to get out and get back to work. Just wrapping up a virtual tour with an awesome family from Scotland. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
It's awesome. It's so good. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys had a good time. Did you?
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys come see me soon, all right? Daisy looks incredible. Just gave her a good, half hour, 45-minute soak, and oh my gosh. This is a beautiful snake, and I've said it before that the lavender albino retics, when they first came around, it blew everyone's mind. You know, Bob Clark imported a male. I've told the story before. It came in with a broken back, didn't even know if it could breed. He ended up getting it to breed, and the rest is history. But this was a game changer when it came to colors, particularly with reticulated pythons. Unbelievable, and I'm still in awe all these years later. Alright, they came up with some really good stuff here. You can see you got Snowflake, Bella, Snaz, Sunrise, a bunch of really cool stuff. So Laura, eventually are these going to be on the website, or are they just,
so close to my face. Yes, so we've got different things to be bracelets, necklaces, and such, but you have to be patient because good things take time. So.
All right, well, they look good. You guys did an awesome job. That's right, my girl Ivy definitely looks amazing. Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. I thought it was really cool. As a matter of fact, right over here, you can see the video when I got Ivy if you want to take a look at that, and then maybe roll through a playlist if you don't mind. You can also check out my podcast called Checking In. You can subscribe to it right over here. We do at least a couple times a week. Join us live. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the podcast channel over on this side. Turn the post notifications on if you don't mind. Have a wonderful day, or the best you possibly can. Stay positive, be kind to people, and I promise I'll see you guys tomorrow.